Welcome to Leadership Studio by ETEducation in association with Coursera. Today we will be delving into advancing higher education from curriculum to careers. We will be also focusing on how AI is transforming the entire educational landscape, and to discuss this, I have with me two very passionate panel members, starting with Vinita Rohera, who is the Vice President of Gandhinagar University, and Prashasti Rastogi, a Director at Coursera. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Pleasure to be here.
Super. Let's start off with AI, which is the buzzword, right? Vinita, at Gandhinagar University, how are you using AI to enable your students and also your faculty?
Okay. So Gandhinagar University is very well known as Asia's first AI-enabled university. So why it's Asia's first AI-enabled university and how we have developed AI technology in the system education to benefit the students and the faculties is we have developed 12 modules. So this is work since 14 months, and it was 16 hours a day where we could work. The entire team of 27 IITians across the country have worked towards these modules along with us to benefit the students and faculties both. So when you impart education, so there are a few major elements. So the first was counseling. So what we did is, instead of too many humans involved in counseling, we used AI technology. So AI had, our counselor is called Saha, so that's an AI counselor. So along with generative AI, which was very well available in the market, so we worked hard towards tailoring the content into the module. So Saha has a huge tailored content about my university and career counseling. So all the students, right, coming from outside or my students, they get the benefit of AI counseling. So basically when it's AI counseling, the information is precise, it's expertise and and scalability. So I don't require 100 to 250 counselors. One app having Saha module is enough. This module also has application towards healthcare system and government applications. So we have already submitted that to the central and it has been accepted. Then the other module is Bodhi. So Bodhi is AI tutor. When it's AI tutor, so it's obviously the education, basically the PPTs are generated. So ma'am is already director at Coursera. She very well knows about the LLMs. So that is one PPT generator. But what is the different at Gandhinagar University is, so the prompts have been tailored along with generative AI. So along exactly the LLMs used at other platforms and the Bodhi used at Gandhinagar University is different in this way. The other difference is 3D. So basically our biology and automobile, these subjects are very well taught in 3D. So all the complex figures have been designed and developed in-house, because that gives the technology, that is the use of technology to give them the detailed knowledge. Then we also have a holo box, so basically using IoT. So when I'm speaking about using advanced technology, so it's like the higher education is very well merged with advancing technology to benefit students and faculties both. Now why I'm using a holo box is because it's very much common in schools and universities to have workshops and seminars. It's a part of their curriculum. So my students, basically at our university, they only are having workshops and seminars from world's leading organizations and university lecturers called Oxford and Harvard. So these are the speakers, who are through two-way interaction system, they are live there with my students.
And you have
Yes.
a joint...
I have a technology, so where they are live in my premises.
Okay, and you have a JV with
Yes.
them? Okay.
So it's why it is important, basically, to have a global perspective and global education. That is what our NEP says. 3 things: innovation, advancing technology, and global. So all 3 are covered in all my modules. The third most important, Bodhi has virtual labs, simulation labs. So basically simulation labs, if you see in the market, they're only available in computer IT or computer science applications. But what we have developed is also for chemistry, for pharmacy, for biology, for nursing. All these labs are designed and developed at my premises through our engineers only. So that is something which is not available in the market yet. We took a lot of time to develop that, but I wanted all my students to, in case even if they are not present a day, they should have those simulation labs available in their apps. I don't want their education to be missed out. I'll tell you why. Because just now when we were speaking that still India is not in the top 10 countries of education system. I'm very happy that Indian system has just incorporated NEP to be a compulsion so that we do come up, because where other waters are, excelling in education is research, is innovation, and the third most important thing is developing bringing out most employable students. So all these three, if NEP is implemented correctly, definitely these things will be covered. So when I speak about these things, like say for example, they have, if US is the first, is America is the first in education system. Why? Because they have more, they have more classroom practices and homework, that is teaching. So what our students or Generation Z in our country, this is a very sad thing, is practicing is going less to the colleges. When they come into the higher education system, that is one thing which is lacking in our country, is that they think that attending less is the definition of a college. However, what universities should implement, like what I have done, is even if, a day they are not present, then through these apps called Bodhi and virtual labs called Avyukta, these are the two modules I have in my AI technology. So entire lecture in a recorded form and in a live recorded form is available with you.
Oh, so
the
digital
simulation
model.
Yes, and the simulation labs, basically. Avyukta is a simulation lab where you can practice. The best thing what I've done is also Bani. My Bani is like, your MCQs, your MSCs, your mid-semester exams, your everyday quizzes are going to be taken. But what different I've done from other LLMs in the market is, the day when you are coming today and there's a topic called XYZ, say Swami Vivekananda is a topic, you had your lectures and the prompt said that the quiz on Swami Vivekananda, and you get 5 on 10 marks. So you will be directed to my smart library, where it will be written that rack number 3, book number this, you need to follow this book and in 7 days you have your exam again.
Oh,
unless you get 7.5 on 10, your quiz will be repeated.
That's very futuristic indeed, Vinita.
Yes,
and I see how
10 years.
You are the university of tomorrow.
Exactly.
You're not just existing in the now, but in the future. And that's really fantastic, because there's so much application of AI all through
across
this
the
university, across the learning patterns, and see in the teaching pattern as well. And now I would like to take this across to Prashasti. Even at Coursera, you're so enthusiastic about AI. You're making some great advancements with AI there. How are students embracing that? And what sort of collaboration can you have with universities such as Gandhinagar, which are so enthusiastic about AI?
I am quite delighted to hear her experiments with AI. And while she was speaking, I was thinking about the founder of OpenAI, who had said at the World Economic Forum, if I were a university leader, I would go back and redesign my entire university system around AI. And she's already done that, right? When ChatGPT went to the world, CEO of Coursera, Jeff Maggioncalda, he was at World Economic Forum and there was a furore about AI. And he was the only one who was like very positive and very optimistic. And Coursera started something called Project Genesis. And we said, we work with over 7,000 governments, corporates, and universities around the world to bring them world-class learning. How can we solve their problems by incorporating AI into our systems? Today, it has gone on to become a Harvard Business School's case study, because the advancements that we've made in the past 15 months are quite incredible. But more than that, we try to solve problems of higher education or problems of corporations or governments. General problem statement was, how do you make learning accessible to everybody? How do you assist them to learn what they need and get better at it? Plus, you enable them to learn in the form that they like, in the languages they like. Generative AI has enabled us to create micro-learning, which is designed by the student themselves using a function called Coursera Coach. Coursera Coach is a real-time assistant that the students have. And by the way, Coursera Coach is trained on the models inside the Coursera platform. So it will not encourage any misinformation. And Coursera, as you know, has credentials only given by the top 300 universities or corporations of the world, right? So it is pretty much the pedagogy which is verified and validated and regularly updated as well. Second thing that the student now can do is learn in their own language. Coursera is also available in Hindi. And we could do that pretty much at a fraction of a cost in 24 hours because generative AI can enable language inclusive learning. Third thing that we are doing is, now corporations or governments or universities are saying, while we are available in a global environment, I still want local context. And I want to also bring in real life problems that I have to my learners and solve for them, because AI is a vehicle, right? There are applications of AI that we need to think about. So we said, okay, Coursera platform has about 10,000 credentials, which are available in 14 domains from the best in class in the world. But you also have some context to bring together. We'll give you Course Builder, which is a large language model trained to design futuristic curriculums and assessments. And why don't you do some prompts? Scour the Coursera content, upload your own content or applications, bundle it together and ship it to your learners. And because it's agile, you can change it anytime. So within 45 minutes, you can build a course, you can build an assessment, you can ship it out to your learners, see how they respond to it, and then go back to the platform and say, some things are not working, I would like to edit it. So it's that level of customization that can happen. It also is very beneficial for citizen skilling or even workforce development, because now you can measure the skill competency of your learners at any given point of time and reprogram the entire curriculum to be agile to respond to the weak areas that we need. And all this is scalable because AI is doing it. And human intervention is the smart intervention. The larger problem is, while these technologies are available, these applications are very simple to use, because this is like, prompts are like writing small inputs which have to be smart, right? Task, context, output. How do you make sure that people using these AI tools also understand it? So Coursera partnered with about 100 corporations and built 340 generative AI certifications, right from basic generative AI understanding to advanced prompt engineering to AI in legal, AI in medicine, generative AI for future leaders, generative AI for university leaders, generative AI for thought partner, generative AI for CEOs, and ethics in decision making. These 340 programs have been super interesting for the world. In India itself, every minute, there are 4 generative AI enrollments that are happening on the Coursera platform. People are inquisitive, people want to experiment, and people also want to bring the best of education to their students. And it's all possible pretty seamlessly. The change management is the larger game, which AI can also help with. And I could hear Vinita talk about how beautifully the change management has happened at Gandhinagar University.
You know, and from hearing the two of you talk, two very strong women who are really making strides in the world of AI, I can see there's a lot of customized learning happening, personalized learning that's happening, and altogether it's extremely agile, which is the need of the hour and the need of the day. Thank you so much for talking to me. It's been absolutely wonderful, and thank you for watching. And for more such interesting conversations, remember you can catch those at our Leadership Studio by ETEducation in association with Coursera.